Welcome to A Better HR Business, the podcast that looks at how HR consultants and HR tech firms grow their businesses and how they help their employers to get the best out of their people. Remember, for show notes and downloads, go to www.getmorehrclients.com/podcast. That's getmorehrclients.com/podcast. Okay, let's get started.
Hello, welcome back to the show. Great to have you along. And I'm really looking forward to today's conversation with a fantastic guy, Yevhen Onatsko. Yevhen is the country manager US for a fantastic company called Jooble. And Jooble is a leading international job search engine used by millions of people in 66 countries, I believe. And they help clients to reduce their time to hire by driving targeted traffic to their job postings or their clients' vacancies. And on the flip side of that, for the job seekers, they simplified the hunt by consolidating millions of listings from thousands of job boards, corporate sites, and other sources into a single, easy-to-use platform. Very cool, and I've got some interesting numbers and stuff. But firstly, Yevhen, thank you very much for joining me today.
Yeah, hi, Ben. Thank you for having me.
Do you want to just give us a quick snapshot of Jooble itself? Tell us a bit about what the business does, and then we can get into the rest of it.
So actually, Jooble operating now, as you mentioned, in 66 countries. We have a really strong position in Europe, in Germany, in Poland, in France. And now I'm working with US market because we definitely see the great potential. We already have a lot of customers there, but we want to grow up. We want to be the platform, a trusted platform and trusted partner for many other customers and help them to reach their goals together with us. Jooble is an aggregator, but not the classic one. We able to work with different type of customers and just we're super flexible. So, and actually our expertise, which help us in different countries to see how we can operate it in different countries with different culture, with different operating system, different models. We really want that Jooble will be the good partner for the new customers.
For people who don't quite know how the job aggregator works, what does that mean? What is a job search aggregator?
Actually, we aggregate vacancies for thousands of sources globally, which gives candidates a much broader and faster way to search the market. But from the employer side, I'd say to you, so the role today goes beyond visibility. And so actually we help to connect the people who have a job, who have vacancies, and connect with the job seekers who are searching their work in different countries, in different states, in different expertise and experience. We try to make this way is super simple that for a few clicks, you can find your dream job.
Got it. So in the financial world, there are lots of aggregators. So if someone is looking for a mortgage, they might go to an aggregator website and that will show them all the interest rates and offers from the different banks and stuff. Or for a credit card, it'll put all the different offers on one page. So that's what an aggregator is in the job search side. It's taking all the job search websites out there, pulling them together into one place so that a person can find them easily. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And I know you come from the ad tech world, so you have some really interesting ideas, experience, and plans on the data-driven marketing side and ways of monetizing data for, job portals and stuff. Do you want to talk us through that a little bit?
Sometimes we're using data only like information or reporting, but now we can use data in a different way and just a way that can bring us value as much. And I think one of the biggest shift happening right now is that full market search data is no longer just something you use operationally for traffic acquisition, for inventory balancing, or campaign optimization. It's increasingly becoming monetization lawyer by itself. For example, at how job platforms work historically, so the model was pretty straightforward. So attract traffic, aggregate vacancies, generate clicks, and monetize employer demand through sponsored placement or CPC products, for example. And for a long time, scale was the main competitive advantage. So the more traffic you had, the stronger your positioning. But the market has become much more complex now. And today, employers operate in a much less stable environment. Talent shortage are uneven. Salary sensitivity change by category, candidate behavior shifts fast, and often traditional traffic metrics no longer explain why hiring succeeds in the one case and fails in another. And that's exactly where the full market research data becomes strategically available, because once you see search behavior across the full labor market, you stop looking only for like traffic volume. You start seeing market tension. There's what we need to focus on. So you can identify where demand is overheating, so where candidate supply is thin, and where acquisition costs are rising because of the competition on the market, even where vacancies are underperforming before the client fully understand why. So we not only have some numbers, we have explanation why some vacancies are not doing well, why we have no clicks, why we have no candidates there. And that's create a very different monetization opportunity. So instead of monetization exposure, you start monetization intelligence. So simple example, if, for example, in healthcare roles in the one market generate very strong search demand, but response remains weak, that usually means the issue isn't visibility, but it's market mismatch. And maybe compensation is below the market in the job description. Maybe vacancies wording reduces conversion rate. Maybe timing is wrong. Or maybe sourcing should shift toward adjusting channels. And in this situation, selling more clicks or just bringing more volume is actually the least efficient. The higher value answer is helping the client understand what exactly is blocking performance.
At a very basic level, or a basic example, would be the whole return to office versus the hybrid work. And you probably would see trend data around if jobs are advertising hybrid versus in the office, you'll see a decrease or an increase perhaps of applications and perhaps further data sets. So if certain cities are going all in for return to work and then there's more applications or weakening of that, you can feed that through to other locations. I'm just thinking the marketing team in Jooble could probably use some of that data for content marketing, couldn't they? Just little infographics or who knows what, but talking about a particular job has gone up, down, or is weakening due to salary compensation issues or healthcare requirements, whatever it may be. So that could be an interesting avenue to promote the business. Speaking of promoting or marketing, Jooble has grown so quickly. I mean, it quickly became the leading player in Ukraine, but then expanded to other countries. So can you just talk us through what accounted for the early growth of Jooble, and now what are the marketing methods you're doing to get the word out and expand the business internationally?
Historically, Jooble operates already more than 19 years on the market.
So it's not a baby.
It's not a baby. And it's starting from 2 people. And now we have more than so close to 400 people in the company around the world. So actually, they're starting from idea to be something like Google, but in HR. So that is why Jooble sounds like Google. And the main idea of CEO and our owners to be a great platform that helps people to find a job. Find a job super easily, not to make this way super complicated. Because in the period of time when people doing everything fast, they want to take their cell phones, go to app, and just make some 2 clicks and find a dream job. Or for students who want to find some time part job or just hourly paid jobs, they also can search in like location, state, radius in kilometers or miles and find the job super fast.
That probably helps on the SEO perspective too, right? So from marketing perspective, SEO, where you're ranking for keywords and things, I believe Jooble has done very well historically. I don't know how it's going now because, AI is changing the game a little bit and people using ChatGPT or other things to search for stuff rather than straight into Google. But for many years, Jooble had a lot of keywords, but you could do it by job title, location, maybe city as well. Is that one of the key growth elements?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's the keywords and the competition is big. And that's bring us to be stronger, faster, especially on US market. But we solve it really fast because we have a really strong team who are operating with that.
And you mentioned the US, so it's a tough nut to crack there. The US, it's a tough market to expand into. I know you already have users. You've got 66 countries worldwide, 300,000 new jobs being added every day, up to 1 million users doing daily searches on the Jooble platform every day. So it's already big anyway. But what are your marketing plans, your growth plans specifically for the US?
The main task for us now on US especially, broaden supply, not just a job board. So we try to expanding our performance-based partnership, like strategic vertical specific aggregators, and just we want to be stronger here to show the same or bigger value as on European market. And the US, it's logical step. We expand in there. So we have a lot of data. We have a lot of expertise.
Some people listening to this will be other HR tech companies in other spaces, so diversity and inclusion, L&D, HR, etc. And some will be outside of the US looking to expand into the US. And it was interesting to hear you talk about the different job sites, the different job boards across the US. So from a practical, just sales, business development perspective, for the benefit of those people in other spaces outside of the job board industry who are thinking of a similar expansion plan, is that just a simple case of you make a list of all the job board sites in the US? What do you do next? You look up the key person. Who is that? The marketing, the CEO, whatever. What's the actual practical process so that they can use something like that for their own business in a different sector?
In the one side, they're super simple because everyone's know in this field what is the job boards is, what is the PGA, programmatic is, what is the aggregator. We try to find the right person and just working with them and explain them how Jooble can help them to scale and growing up. So actually there is the super simple strategy. And now on US market especially, we're focusing only for ICP. There is the 4 types of customers that we're working on and just focusing on them. So there is marketing agencies. So there's aggregators, programmatics, job boards, and recruitment agencies.
Do you just set up a spreadsheet? Do you go to Apollo and download a whole bunch of leads from that sector and then automate outreach? What's the practical sense? Because there are so many, you can't do everything. You're taking calls and meetings, you can't do it all. So I'm just curious as to the process.
Yeah, the process is, in the one side, it's complicated because we try to find people using LinkedIn, attending some events so you can find and see in person your potential partnership. Also, we are the member of TA Tech Association. So there are also some community where you can have this partnership. You have deal center where you're able to work in and find your partner in perspective. So we have a team of business development managers searching for people, try to find the suitable people and customers who are going to our ICP and writing them the mail, calling them, because also we have a part of that and just partnered. And also in HR tech sphere, that's a great community where people can recommend you if you shows already great results. So you will be recommended. And there is also the way, because Jooble, it's all known company, but in Europe. In US,
Sure.
also people know about Jooble, but they think, as you say, there is not a baby. So, and sometimes people think that, oh, there's the Jooble, there's the company which is just started operating in US, but we already have 19 years experience.
And the reason I wanted to ask that is because I know some companies in different spaces in the HR sector, they rely on people coming to them. If I go and post stuff on LinkedIn or if I go to a few networking events, then business will come to me. But it's important, and you've kind of described that, no, you've got to be out there and actually looking for these companies, contacting them, whether that's email, phone, etc. Secondly is partnerships. So through that TA Tech Association, partnering up, finding other companies you can partner up with to expand and help each other. And then, yes, doing some marketing content through the networks, expanding that way. But that's really important. So for people listening to this, what is the ideal customer? So if they think, I wonder if I can refer some business to Jooble, who would that be? What would that be? What's an ideal customer type?
Ideal customer type is also aggregators, job boards, media agencies, which operating also with customers who try to find people on some jobs of other customers.
Got it. Okay, very cool. Finally, I just wanted to ask, you've done so much, the business is growing and you're doing a fantastic job. What specific marketing or sales development advice would you have for other people either growing consultancy or an HR tech company in the early stages and trying to expand out? What advice would you have for them?
I'd say in HR, like credibility, I think matters more than aggressive visibility, because HR buyers are usually careful buyers and they don't respond well to noise. They respond to relevance. So marketing needs to do more than explain features. It has to explain why your solution improves something that is already painful for them. And I think faster hiring, better sourcing efficiency, lower uncertainty, that language usually works much better than product-heavy messaging. And I also think education is underrated in HR marketing. If your content helps clients understand the hiring problem more clearly, you already build trust before the sales conversation starts. And in this category, trust compounds over time. So in HR, people usually buy confidence before they buy product. So that is why I think there's the recommendation actually to create and explain actually how you can help. There's this pureness in your communication with your potential customers.
It's an excellent summary. Really good advice. Thank you. Now, Yevhen, if people want to learn more about Jooble, maybe become a customer, refer business, learn more, what should they do next?
You can join our website, jooble.org, and find all of the information there, or LinkedIn. So just you can come to me, Yevhen Onatsko, country manager US. Please contact me, and just we pretty sure have a great conversation and discuss how we can be helpful to each other.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this on the go, we'll have the link to Jooble's website and to Yevhen's LinkedIn, so you can connect and have a conversation there. But Yevhen, thank you very much. It's exciting to see what you guys have done and how it's grown. It's no longer a baby. As I said, it's now driving a car and feeling very confident. And yeah, the future's bright. So congratulations on the efforts. And thanks also for sharing your advice and insights today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. That was a great time.
Thanks for joining us today on A Better HR Business, the podcast that explores the world of HR consulting and HR tech businesses. For show notes and downloads, go to www.getmorehrclients.com/podcast. That's getmorehrclients.com/podcast. Remember to subscribe and share the show with any friends who are busy growing a HR business. Thanks, and see you next time.